What's up, everybody? My name is Angel. They call me Angelthecholo, and this is my review for Netflix adaptation to Death Note. So first off, I'm gonna say this: whoever made the movie, I think his name was like Adam. What his face was directing it, Adam Wingard or something like that. I don't blame him for at least trying to shove at least 37 episodes worth of information into an hour and a half, because you know that'd be hard as. But honestly, I tried to give this movie a chance, bro. I really tried to give this movie a chance, but there's just so much not there. Like, it doesn't, like, a lot of the things in this movie just don't make sense. First of all, I want to applaud Willem Dafoe, of course. I read an interview of him, and he's never heard of the anime, but he at least tried out for the part, which is good enough. And his performance as Ryuk was really well done. I'm gonna have to say that much. His voice was pretty much on point. Like, you cannot doubt that. You know what I mean? He did a pretty good job. There wasn't a lot of like background given on Ryuk, so that doesn't really matter. Second of all, the guy who played L, I'm not sure what his name is. I want to applaud him too for staying in character, for keeping his character true to the anime. The only people I really have a problem with in this, it seemed like at first, oh, you know, like, actor doesn't like identify what Light stood for in the actual anime. The same goes for Mia. Like, I have no reason to get involved with the character known as Light Turner or Mia. Like, again, I don't want to, I want to give the movie a chance and everything, but at the same time, compared to the anime, Light is just this really smart dude. They got that down, right? Light is this really smart dude who would be at the top of his class. He would be getting scholarships and all this shit, but it seems like he's just lazy. It seems like he's just a typical teenager. Like, he's literally just complaining about everything. So then here he finds a Death Note randomly. I guess that's not really big of a deal. He tries it out and it works. I think it's really weird too at the same time. The movie emphasizes just really gory deaths for no freaking reason. He writes down somebody's name and somebody just gets, for totally unnecessary shit. Like, in the anime, if you wrote somebody's name down, they just die like randomly out of a heart attack within 40 seconds. But here, it seems like every death needs to be emphasized by something bloody and something completely unnecessary. So anyway, he finds this notebook. He happens to share it with the first bitch who apparently makes eye contact with him, which is Mia, ugly ass bitch. Him and her are going on this rampage, going off and killing a bunch of random people. You know what I mean? Again, like, I don't feel for this kid, bro. He seems stupid. He just seems stupid. He's just writing down names and his girlfriend, and like, how am I supposed to get involved with this type of shit? You know what I mean? They make it seem like L is the smartest motherfucker in this movie, whereas like in the anime, it was really, what made the anime so fucking good is that it was really just back to back. It was Light and L, and they were just trying to figure out what's next. Like, I know he's gonna do this, so I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And then L's like, he's expecting me to do this, so I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this. And then Light's like, I know he's gonna do this, this, and this, so I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this. Really, in the movie, they don't have that. The whole idea here is just some idiot trying to get away with killing people with a notebook, and some supposed super cop who's not even supposed to be smarter than him. It seems like he's smarter than him, but apparently he's still too dumb, and he's still like 1-2 steps behind him. Like, obvious, like, if he's as smart as they would try to make him seem, then he would have caught up to him already. The first person that Kira killed, and it was an obvious clue to who Kira was the guy who killed his mom. And that's another thing too. Why did his mom have to be dead? Like, his mom's dead, so that's enough of a reason for him to want to go on a rampage with some bitch? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, at the same time, like, the idea here is that his dad figured out that he was Kira just by finding out that he killed the guy that killed his mom. And he's like, bro, that's how I know you're Kira, because you killed a murderer who killed my wife, your mom, and everything. But at the same time, doesn't it, like, L is supposed to be hella smart. Does it not seem like he would have figured that shit out first? Like, that would have been the first obvious clue of the movie. Next, they're trying to figure out L's name. They still don't know what it is. For some fucking reason, he's able to write down Wateri's name in the fucking notebook. And for some stupid reason, Wateri's just running around doing all these things for Light, and for what? Because he wrote his name down in a notebook, so that automatically means he has to follow everything he says. I feel like they tried to change this movie just enough so they wouldn't have to give anything back to the actual people who made the anime. For some reason, Wateri runs off, and L's like, bro, I'm gonna go kill this motherfucker. He was good up until that point right there. He was good up until the point right there. He didn't have to break. What was the point of him breaking character in the first place? And like now he's doing something that L would have never done in the first place, which is run around with a fucking gun trying to shoot him. It's what's hella stupid about it is because L knew that Light was Kira. It seems like he's just trying to like straight out point out the fact. He's just like, oh, you're Kira and I'm gonna prove it to everybody. Whereas in the anime, they kind of had this like low-key back and forth. Like even when they were talking to each other, they had this low-key back and forth where like L would be like, well, if you were Kira, then I know you would know this, that, and that. Then Light would be like, well, if I was Kira, then da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like this didn't become anything really interesting, really. You know what I mean? Like nothing really separated this movie from pretty much any other movie aside from the fact that there's a magical book that can kill everybody. You know what I mean? What made the anime so good is that it was psychological. Like you really had to think about how is Light? Because like every episode was straight up unpredictable. Like how is Light gonna get out of this one? And how is L gonna try to get one step further to catching Kira? But in this one, it seems like it's just some typical fucking high school who's like stupid to try to hide the fact that he's Kira, but at the same time he's just smart enough to not be able to get caught. There's so much wrong with this movie. Like there's another thing, why didn't Mia agree to even help Light in the first place? Like he tells her straight up, oh, I have this magical book that can kill anybody I want to kill. But at the end of the day, like why is this bitch even helping him? Why isn't she like, this is just some random kid that she didn't know up until this point. Like why would she has no reason to kill anybody. Again, there's a lot of information that's just not explained. Like why is this magical notebook dropped in the human world in the first place? So here we are at the end. His dad finds out that he is Kira because of one fact. He finds out and everything, and then Ryuk is still there. And then I get the idea that like you could, you're able to write down some of their actions in the death note before they die and everything like that. So that explained why that guy pulled him out of the water and why the other guy took his death note and put him back and give it back to him. But then at the end, L gets a piece of the notebook and he's contemplating writing down his name, but he doesn't do it. And the movie just ends with Light in the hospital. Like, what has really been accomplished here? Like, what is gonna happen? Like, what are they not gonna bring him to justice? Are they just gonna ignore the fact that he killed hundreds of thousands of people? Again, like, there's a lot of information to shove into a short time frame, but at the same time, it's like, you're not gonna tie up loose ends, then why even try to make a movie adaptation in the first place? And I haven't seen any of the Japanese version, so I feel like it would have cut down the edges a little bit more in all of the movies. But at the same time, it's just like, there's just not enough for me to go on. And again, like, L was good up until he broke character. Ryuk was perfect. Light came off as this ugly, whiny little kid who's just a loser, and he just wants to get back at the world. Whereas Light in the anime, he's this super smart, really cool, really popular kid who just wants to fucking change the world, bro. Again, there's not really any real reason for Mia to be helping him out. She just seems like some crazy bitch who at one point seemed like a split second crazier than Light, but at the end of the day, Light's just the craziest motherfucker because he plotted her death before she even tried to plot his death. What it's supposed to be is a battle of wits between Kira and L. L trying to figure out who Kira is, while at the same time, Kira is Light and his retarded girlfriend who can't figure out whether they should kill each other first or kill L or do whatever the fuck else, bro. Like, oh my god, dude. Overall, I'd have to give the movie a damn near 2 or 3 stars out of 10. If it was out of 5, then I'd probably just give it 1. Because there really isn't any story. The story seems beyond hazy. I can't care about these characters. They've changed the rules of the Death Note on more than one occasion. Again, there's this other scene where like he's talking to Ryuk and Mia at the same time, and he says something to Ryuk and she's like, what? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking to Ryuk. They point out in the movie that only the keeper of the Death Note can actually see the Shinigami and talk to the Shinigami. That doesn't make sense. That seems like something that they didn't need to change at all, but it seems like they changed it just for like, oh, just for the fuck of it, why not? Like, the bitch can't talk to the Shinigami, but he can. It seems like they changed even the smallest little things that wouldn't even make that much of a difference, and they changed it just to say the fact that they changed it. Like, what is wrong with Mia being able to see and talk to the Shinigami? It seems just kind of awkward because Light's just, he has this notebook, and at the same time he's talking to this god of death that only he can see, and for some reason she can't see him. Could the studio not afford to have conversations between Mia and Ryuk? Like, what? That seems like a minor change that didn't even need to happen. Overall, this movie was an L. What'd you guys think of it, though? Did you guys like it? Again, I wanted to give this movie a chance. Light was the bad guy that you wanted to support and that you wanted to back. In this movie, like, he's not even cool. He's just some queer with an ugly girlfriend who's just killing people because he has some outright sense of justice. Whereas Light in the anime, he had that same thing, but at the same time, like, you knew he wasn't gonna get caught. How is L this smart if he's not even able to catch up to Light, and Light's a fucking idiot. Light's an idiot in this movie. And he can't catch up to him? I should have came prepared for this movie, for this review. Honestly, I couldn't just go off the top of my head. The only reason I'm upset is because this movie was so booty. And I should have seen it coming from a mile away. But this movie was damn fucking booty. Like every small change that it seems like they didn't need to change, they changed just to piss you off.